Alright, excuse me. I'm going to do an update video on the GLHS charger. The engine, as you saw, does run, so I'm in the middle of pulling that. I literally have one bolt left and it's ready to come out. I was working on it the other day and it's hard to see in the video. I got this, my ring finger and the middle finger, the tip, and it hurt like heck, so I quit that night. The next video I'm going to do on the car is going to be a how-to video on how to take the front nose off. This one won't be as horrible because this side's already missing the pain in the butt bolt, but this side is not, so I'll be able to do that. Anyways, I get sidetracked easily. I apologize. The engine harness is all out except for where it goes through the firewall. I'm trying to move stuff out of the way so we can get better angle in the videos. It is already all out, as you can see. The computer's out, and the harness goes all the way down below the engine. So my plan is, I got it laying on the passenger side fender. The plan is to get the engine transmission out and then finish pulling the harness. The wiper linkage is all out. The windshield trim is all off. I'm not saving the windshield. It's delaminated really bad on the bottom, so I'm sure by the time I try to pull it, it's going to break anyways. Most of these cars that I get, the windshields are either cracked or delaminated and really bad from sitting with age. So I'm not going to pull the windshield. Well, depends. My buddy and I have an idea in our head. I don't know if I'm going to follow through with it. If I do, I'll do a video on it. I'll just leave it at that. So I may end up pulling the windshield just because I'll need it out of my way. The transmission is all unhooked. The linkage is unhooked. The exhaust is cut off. Like I said, the engine is literally ready to, come out. Normally, I will pull these engines from the top. I've only ever done one through the bottom, and it was a fight. However, this one's going to come out the bottom simply because the situation with the front hubs, no struts in the car, so it's going to work easier on that. I think my plan is to clear off that side of the car and bring my engine hoist over here and hook to the car somehow, some way, and raise it with that way. I don't know. I may use a jack. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten that far. Interior's done. There's no interior left. There was no front seats when I got the car. You can see the gaping hole in the floor, and right about, I think in this general area right in here is where the frame rail is supposed to be, and you can see it's completely gone. Passenger full of side floor. I've seen worse. So the passenger side floor was probably, you probably could have fixed it, but it goes up into the wheel wells and it just continues on, and you can see that there's not even anything here below the gas pedal area. Completely gone. This whole section. Somebody would have spent hours and hours and hours, trying to make that right. I'm gonna keep this sail panel at minimum. I got the other side already off. The dash is laying here, but this sail panel is gone. I kept this quarter window. I'm going to cut this quarter panel off once I get it on the trailer. And of course I'm keeping the rims. I mean, that's a given. There's a lot of the bigger stuff that is from the inside. The rear seat was actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, those are hard to get rid of. So we have an idea in our head. My buddy and I have been talking about making a reproduction part. He says he can do it pretty easily. So we're going to cross that bridge when we get there, but there's your hint. So that's what's going on with this. Sorry, the dog just started barking. The wife just got home. So this is the update on this car. Taillights are out. I'll do more once I get it onto the trailer and closer to being gone. Alright, another update on the GLHS. The engine and transmission are finally out. Everybody says take it out the bottom. I don't get how you do that. That's how this one came out, and let me tell you, it was not easy. Everything just gets in the way. This bracket down here, catching the thermostat housing. Just all kinds of stuff. It's easier to go out the top. But anyways, we're gonna have another problem. Hoping that tomorrow my buddy can come over and help me reload this car. As you saw in the other video on this car, we struggled getting it off the trailer. Now I gotta get back on the trailer to haul it over the scale. We got the front nose off. I did a how-to video on that. I'm not happy with the video, so I'm going to mush fake another one and just go over the steps on what it takes to get that off. The passenger side front fender is destroyed because it is caved in right there. And then this door is probably okay, but I'm not going to keep it. I've got, like I said before, I've got other doors. We got the door handles, the locks. I'm going to get the mirror. The engine harness is out. This quarter window's out. This sail panel's out. Tried to get the filler neck loose. This bottom screw was fighting me. So I used my, I don't know what they call it, hammer driver, screwdriver thing that you smack and it knocks it loose. But anyways, it broke the plastic housing, so probably not going to finish with it. Taillights are off. I still got this quarter extension to get off. I see this bottom one. This one is missing, so I still got this side skirt to get off, which that's not a big deal. Interior's done. Dash is out. Everything's out of it. Sunroof it's here still. It's going to go in the car because the seal is just super trashed. But I did take all the hardware off of the glass, all the bracketry, the plastics and stuff. We have an idea on the metal parts, getting those, start remaking those. Seems like a fairly easy thing that, seems like a lot of these have that problem. Once it's on the trailer, hopefully tomorrow night, then I'm going to cut the quarter panels off of it and take this sail panel off and probably this quarter window. So one of the things that we had contemplated doing was basically cutting the whole driver's side of the car off up to the roof line here, you know, probably come along the sunroofs because it's less to cut. We got this big hole. Come through here, take the windshield out, cut this cowl apart, and then come all the way down on the inside of the fender. And then come all the way across the back to the hatch opening, and then cut the hatch and keep this part of the hatch. And then keep this part of the spoiler. Cut the spoiler in half. Cut the rear bumper, a couple inches off the rear bumper. Basically, the idea was to make a wall hanger of the whole side of a GLHS Charger. I think it would be absolutely cool. Problem I don't have a building to put it up in. So then I would have to store it until who knows when. Still may happen. We'll see. I won't say it will and I won't say it won't because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's a lot of work, you know, to cut a whole side off a car. But, you know, got plenty of Sawzall blades. Got plenty of cutting wheel blades. So it can be done. I just don't know if I want to go through that work. So anyways, this car's getting closer to being done. Its next step will be, like I said, put on the trailer. And once it's on the trailer, I will pull the rack and pinion out of it as long as I get the tie rods off because everything is just so rusty and crusty. I'll get them off. I'll win, but it will be a fight. I just know it will be. But I'm going to keep the rack and pinion. I've got steering knuckles already. I guess if I'm going that far, I might as well keep them. They don't, you know, they weigh enough, but scrap's way down. So typically by the time I haul a car over the scale, I'm not after the money. I'm just after to get rid of the carcass because I don't want it no more. All right. So like I said, tomorrow night, hopefully get this thing on the trailer and then we can finally finish it up and get it out of here and then get started on the Shadow. I don't have any other cars in line right now. I'm trying not to buy anything until I get at least this one done. But we'll see what happens. We'll catch you in a little while. Well, as mentioned in the last section of this video, loading the car on the trailer was going to be the next task. Surprisingly, it's going smoother than I expected. Well, the reason why I dreaded it was because if you look, the passenger side control arm and the K-member are literally not, I can't even get my finger underneath there for clearance. So, but it's going. We're over halfway up, or almost halfway up. The rear wheels are now coming up onto the trailer, and we had to use the jack just a little bit to raise it at the beaver tail where it levels off onto the trailer. But surprisingly, it's climbing a lot better than I expected it to. Move this jack out of the way so I got more clearance and get back off of here. This winch has always done me very well for a cheap winch. It's only a 3,500 pound winch, but really these cars, you know, they don't weigh a lot anyways. And like that, it's on the trailer. It's right about where I sit it at. I always put the rear wheels just ahead of where the trailer drops down. So with that said, it's on the trailer. That went way easier than I expected. I figured of having a fight to get it on here. It's a little too far on the passenger side, but it ain't gonna care. You know, this is its last time it's riding anyways. As far as the quarter panels go, I've been thinking about this. And this is the passenger side in front of the wheel. I've definitely seen worse, but it's also got a pretty good sized dent. So what I'm thinking about doing maybe is just coming center-ish of the wheel, and getting the back section mostly. I don't know. No more than what it is to cut that front section out. I may keep that as well, because honestly, it's hard to see in the video, but that section is workable. I've seen them where they were completely rotted, you know, up in the wheel well. I've seen them where they were rotted all the way up, you know, into here. So this one is definitely a lot better than a lot I've seen. I'm sure somewhere down the road somebody's gonna, you know, want a better quarter panel than what they have. And as far as the dent goes, it could probably be popped back out. It does have, if you can see it, where the paint's missing. Right in here, it's got a dent there, but the ground effect comes pretty close. I think it's right at this line or right in there, so that's going to be right above there. And again, that's minor for a good body person. So with that said, we're running to get the remaining tires off, wheels and tires off. I'm going to leave this spare on the right front because it's just so rusty and crusty that I don't foresee that being sold. This fender is no good. It's caved in at the very front. And honestly, other than these two holes and this hole, they're no different than a regular Charger. So a regular Charger fender will work. You would just have to punch those holes in there. This door, I've got other passenger side doors for an L-body 2-door. Haven't sold the first one, so I'm not keeping it either. I'll probably pull the mirrors if I can get to it now that I got it on the trailer. That was kind of dumb of me. I should have done all this while it was still in the garage, but it is what it is. Oh, I am going to take this tire off, so I apologize, because I got to get the rack and pinion yet. And to get the rack out, you got to knock the tie rod loose, so that's going to be the next challenge. I've contemplated keeping the K-member. I don't know. It's another big, bulky item that is difficult to ship. And then, you know, you've got to find somebody that's willing to travel to us or, you know, meet with us somewhere or whatever that needs it. 20 years ago, they were probably more popular than they are now because more of these cars were being converted from non-turbo to turbo. And really, from my knowledge, what you really need is that bracket right there. That's for the bobble strut that mounts on the back of the transmission. So a lot of guys, they just weld tabs on their existing K-member and roll with it. So I'll probably leave the K-member on the car just because of the hassle it's going to be. The axle nuts were a challenge. They were so rusty. We got them off thanks to the Milwaukee impact. Then the axle shafts themselves, what was left of them, I knocked those out. And the reason I did that was because when they rolled the axle shaft wanted to roll too, and there was only a small section of it. And I knew it was going to be a fight already, so I didn't want the axle shaft rolling around like catching the lower control arm or the upper frame rail and stopping everything. I just figured it took me about 15 minutes to pull both, knock them out, get them out of the way, and be done. So with that said, work on these quarter panels. The plan this evening, now that it's on the trailer, probably work on those for a little while, clean up the mess of the garage floor from where this thing bled everywhere and lost a few pieces, and then get it ready to haul. I'd like to get the shadow in the garage tonight. It's supposed to storm possibly tonight and then rain tomorrow. So if I can get it in the garage tonight somehow, some way, then I can at least get started on it, or at least be in the garage when it's raining and still work on it. With that said, I'll do another video once I get the quarter panels off this car and, you know, show you more detail what it looks like when we're done. So we'll see you on the next time.